I'm going to show you how I would make my signature file after completing my training sample selection and evaluation using Training Sample Manager. And as you can see, I have my Training Sample Manager is open here, and I have selected 12 training samples, created 12 training samples. You can see the size of them. They're in the hundreds for each training sample. So these are little polygons that I selected, that I drew around areas of land cover that I had some evidence that these were the land covers within those polygons. And so I created them in the order of the training sample list in the activity. And so I have that done, right? Also notice that I have a composite here that I've created, composite of mask channels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7 in that order. And there are those 6 channels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7 with the mask below them. And here's the composite, and this is really just for my reference. As you can see, this composite is a pseudo-natural color, channel 3, 4, and 1. Landsat 5 TM, 3, 4, and 1, red, green, and blue. So that's, you could make that a natural color by using 3, 2, and 1. There's the natural color, but I like the 3, 4, 1 pseudo-natural color because it makes the green greener, right? So I'm ready to make my signature file, and we do that in ARC Toolbox inside the Spatial Analyst Tools, the Multivariate tool set, and here's the Create Signatures tool. Make sure that you have the Spatial Analyst extension checked so that you have access to these tools. And so here's the dialog. I input my raster bands, and I use the composite that has all 6 channels that we're going to use, the composite that I made using our mask channels. Our feature sample data, this is the shape file that you created with your Training Sample Manager. And that shape file can be found wherever you put it, but here I've put mine in my activity folder. Here's the shape file that I created as I saved my training samples in the Training Sample Manager. I add that, and you can see it selects, it says sample field optional. You want to use the class name. You want to use these descriptive class names that you gave it, because when it does the classification later, when the signature file does the classification, it'll apply these names to the classes rather than a value. So you don't have to do that yourself. It keeps them straight. And you can see where the output signature file is going. I'm going to direct this to my again to my activity folder, and I'll give it a fresh name. That will be added into my activity folder as that's created. Okay, so I believe that has been completed. It's ready to go. You can see it's running down here. My signature file has been created, and so I should be ready to proceed with my maximum likelihood classification. Now, just as a reminder, when you're doing your training samples, save them, and when you save them, they'll save as a shape file. Here you can see there's my training sample saved as a shape file in the activity folder. And when you save that, training sample, right there it is. So you want to use the same name. You save it, and it'll say you want to replace it. You say yes. Okay, that's how you do that. That's just as a reminder as you're doing that. So my signature file is ready to go, and I'm ready to do my classification.